So everybody in the free group, everybody on the podcast, this is a very successful client, Jessica Neighbors. Her story is like, she's program hopped, man. She's bought so many different programs, like a lot of us. And she finally found out why she never could find what she was looking for. And to me, I think Jessica's going to be able to save everyone here a lot of money and time. So I'm really excited to talk to her. She's pretty deep. She's got a big story and hopefully we can grab some nuggets. I know we will. So anyway, welcome. And thank you for being here, Jessica.
Glad to be here.
I love it. All right, let's roll. So tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do for business, how long you've been married, kids, all that stuff.
I'm a real estate agent and, just busy at that. My husband and I have a company and it's just us two. So we stay pretty busy. I've been married for 8 years, have a 7-year-old kid. And then I was married like really young, like 19. So I have a daughter that will be 24 and one that will be 21. Yeah, it's crazy. Makes me feel old every time I say it, but
how old are you?
I am 43.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's so cool though. Do y'all get along?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I raised them and pretty much just me. So they were like my best friends,
Oh, I love
so they still are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So two girls with the first marriage and then the 7-year-old with the second.
Yep. A son.
I love it. Okay. What else? So you got real estate,
and then just busy life. I mean, like I am so bad at just taking on way too much stuff and keeping myself way too busy. And so finding time for myself has always been a struggle because there's only so much more stuff to do. So that has been huge for me to realize that I need to put myself first and prioritize things like, working out, eating healthy. Can't take care of anybody if I can't take care of myself. So
yeah. And that took you how long to figure out?
I mean, I'm still working on it. I still got some work to do because I find myself skipping meals and a bad habit, but in the last 2 months, I've gotten so much better and the workouts have been great. I've enjoyed them and progressively gotten harder to where I feel challenged, but, not killing myself. Unless I really want to, just bust it. But
you came in right with like adrenal fatigue, like low energy, low libido. And I was like, we need to kind of like pump the brakes on the workouts, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't start out right away with that. But yeah, and my energy's gotten so much better and libido, everything as far as that. And, I'm taking some good supplements, which I was so relieved. Like that was one thing I was worried about with all the hormone stuff is I really, I don't want to put anything that's synthetic, so the natural hormone has been great.
Cool. Okay. I'm going to get into, I've got so many questions already, but going back, do you guys have a farm or something?
Yeah. Yeah. We have like 10 acres. So, people call it a farm, but it's a hobby. So
okay. I just remember you being busy with something. Like, I can't remember when I met you, had something else going on, but yeah, it's just really, really busy life. Yeah. And then, so that's the business side. That's what you do. So let's go into this. Tell me the main problem. Like, do you remember what you came to me for?
It was mostly just, I wanted to get my exercise and my diet right. That was the main reason.
What made you feel like your diet and exercise was off?
I've tried injections. I have tried, all the different diets, different workout routines. I've bought other programs and they just always are lacking. And I'm not interested in continuing to do it because there's no substance there. Like it just doesn't have it. I'll do good for a while and then I fall off and that's it. Yeah. And then so many, the diets are all just, so many of those are such crap.
Were you doing all that because you were overweight or is it you just like having a diet and plan to follow?
So I had my son when I was like 36 and definitely was a lot harder to lose weight. Like, of course, like my, daughter when I was 20 and 23 fell off. But yeah, so I've held on to like, 15, 20 pounds I just cannot get rid of. You work out strong for 6 months and then quit for 3 months. So just kind of a cycle of backwards progress. So
God, it makes you feel like shit. Like it's like the worst roller coaster ever.
Right.
You had 15 pounds. It was kind of stuck, after your kiddo. Tell us what you tried, because there's so many women that beat up on themselves and they're like, well, save me time. What did you try? Why didn't it work? And all that stuff.
Oh gosh, Octavia, I tried that, first 2 weeks had good results, but it's just, there was no way I could continue that diet. Not for me at all. I've done Beachbody. I've done the protein one. I can't even remember the name of that one. I've done the HCG shots. This didn't really do too much at all. About anything on the internet, I think I've tried. So.
Did you ever lose weight with any of it?
I mean, I'd have decent results, but then it was just, especially like some of the diets, they're just so restrictive and not foods that are something that you're going to eat for a lifestyle, Yeah. So obviously it would fall off. You go on vacation or something and you're not going to continue to take bars with you everywhere and just have that. So
many women, one thing that I know about our program is they'll say, I went on vacation and I didn't gain any weight. Usually I come back and I'm like 8 pounds up or 7 pounds up. And so that's interesting. Okay. And we're going to get into, because I know the women are going to want to know, what's she eating? What does she eat? So I guess just let's cover that. Like, tell us why is this program working? Why do you think it's working with food?
I mean, I eat whatever I like. And I honestly, I eat a lot more than I was before I came into the program, which, looking back, I was basically starving myself all day long and had just gotten into such a habit of that. And that's been a hard habit for me to break. But
how are you breaking it?
By forcing myself to eat breakfast, because I was doing IF and, I think I wasn't eating my first meal till like 3 or 4 during the day. Yeah. So, and that's been like, I think a mental thing for me to try to get out of that, but it makes so much more sense to like feed my body well throughout the day. And then, and with IF, it's like, I would cut some calories because I wasn't eating, but then I would just be ravished and eat a bunch of crap. And so, whether I actually have a meal or have time for that, I try to, have a bite of like Greek yogurt and strawberries, something to put something in there so that I'm not just like growling, Yeah.
Yeah. Did you do the food test, the food and gut test?
Yeah, I did.
And it says you could have dairy and all that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful. So you kind of just follow that food and gut test and eat kind of whatever you want and what your body says it can have.
Right.
Okay. What did you notice? Have you noticed any, and you've only been in for like what, a month and a half?
A month and a half, December 31st or something. So yeah, okay. 2 months.
What have you noticed? Like more energy, less constipation, better sleep, or like, just give us some.
Definitely a lot better energy and self-confidence. Like feeling like I deserve things. Like I've always been so bad, like, because I was a single mom and, I had to take care of my daughters. Like I just was everything. And, their dad wasn't in the picture. So I just always had that mentality that I have to do everything. It's all on me. And now just like realizing like, I don't have to, I have a husband now who is very, very supportive, very helpful. And I don't have to do that all. But if you don't ever like take time to realize that, realize the problem to know that there's a solution.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. So the problem was you were just stuck in your weight, low energy, low libido. And then you mentioned also drinking, was that right. a problem for you?
No, definitely. I was drinking way too much, 4 or 5 nights a week and just not feeling good because of that too. It's going a lot better. I haven't completely quit drinking, but I have taken a little more responsibility for it to not just be drinking it, because I can, and not over drinking. And that's a huge one, is just not having so much that I just feel like crap the next day.
And you know yourself more and you're more aware. Right. And we're going to get into that. I know you've been one of those that came in. You were so ready for this and you've had so many breakthroughs about why you did the things you were doing. And that's kind of what I want to get into today. So you can shed some light for these other women who are struggling because, at our last healing retreat, so many women had so many like layers of protection up, like from being a single mom, from doing it all on their own. And it, when you have these layers up, it doesn't allow love and it doesn't allow good things to happen. And because you're so shut off from everything, like when you protect yourself from pain and you're doing everything yourself, you're also cutting off like joy and abundance and, all those things. So you came in and I just remember you were just so, you were having tons of breakthroughs, you remember, and you're still probably going through it. So,
oh, definitely.
How much would you say, and in all of my alcohol cases, it's not a overnight thing unless they come and sit with the plant medicine. But typically it's a slow die off because the reason that you are drinking is for the thing that we're going to clear out here. So it will come. And so I don't want anybody listening to this to think you can't drink. Absolutely you can. You can still get results. It's just, like me, when I used to crave wine every night and I was dependent on that wine because it was my only source of joy. Like I had no idea why I was suffering for no reason. Like you say, we didn't know we had a solution, So anyway, okay. Why did you choose to join like our program when you have probably, how much money did you spend, by the way, on other programs? Just throw a number out there.
Over the years, probably 20, 30,000 on just crap that did nothing. I mean,
yeah.
And that's just, that's without including all the other stuff that came with it. So,
here we are, another program, thousands of dollars, even though hundreds of dollars, some of our programs. Like, what made you choose this one, another program? And even though you failed in the past or they didn't work, like what made you choose this one?
I mean, I came into it, I was a little skeptical, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, I was a little nervous. I know that I really was looking for something different, something that was a little bit more inclusive to just figure things out for myself. And honestly, like just having a conversation with you and talking to your staff, I just felt like, wow, like this is a solution for me. Like, I think they know what I've been through. They get me. Like, I felt like it wasn't just some program that was going to leave me high and dry. And I that's one thing I love is I feel very supported. You guys get it. I mean, you guys have been there, you've done it. And that's inspiring. So
love it. Love it. So I love that. And was there anything in particular, this is probably where we'll open the can of worms. So was there anything in particular about our program? And you're new, there's things we've got so much shit. We got so much content, but so far, like what's that like one thing that's really helped you? And then why do you think it was so effective?
Learning to just kind of clear my shit out, and the stuff from my childhood that just really held me back and made me think that I was less than what I am. And it just made me lack any kind of, I didn't have the support within myself to be able to do things. Like, I just didn't feel like I deserved it. And I lacked confidence. Even though, I mean, I think people look at me and think that I'm pretty confident, but deep down inside, I was just a scared little girl. And just all those things that my parents had told me growing up that, I was a girl and I was a pretty girl and I needed to marry rich. So, I mean, wow. Yeah.
What are some other things that you found out when you said in your childhood? Because I know a lot of people think, oh, I've already done that work. Have you ever done any type of work like self growth therapy?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, I really haven't. Like, and I didn't really think that like I had that much with my childhood, like through my divorce and, all of that. I think there was some stuff I felt like maybe I needed to work through some of the issues of that. But yeah, my childhood I thought was pretty happy. And until I really like kind of wrote things out and was like, no, that wasn't right. Like, I would feel terrible if I did that to my kid, or, I made them feel that way. And just kind of like, sitting with that and realizing like that wasn't my fault. I mean, my parents, they did the best they could, but it is what it is. I mean, they have their own problems from their parents. I just don't want to pass those all on to mine. So
right. Absolutely, man. And that's true for anybody. Like my parents, same thing. Like they did the best they could.
right.
You know, they didn't know this type of stuff existed. And I'm sure if they had it presented to them in a certain way, that any rightful person with a heart would say, absolutely, if they could see the damage that it would cause, you know. So which course was that helped you uncover some of that?
Resilient.
Okay.
Resilient as AF.
Yeah, resilient as fuck, man. And I was thinking you were going to say reset and restore, but it's resilient as fuck. That's a good one. Okay.
Yeah, I really like that one.
I love it. Okay. And then can you give us just one example? You said that they would say things like, you know, you're a pretty girl, you better marry rich. And that would definitely instill like low self-worth, that you're only good for your looks or whatever. Was there anything else that you found that they're like, oh my God, no wonder I felt like everything was on me?
Well, I mean, like, you know, growing up, it was my sister and I had older brothers, but like my brother that was in between us, like he was the golden child and could do no wrong. He was a boy. He was, I mean, very gifted at school. Didn't come as natural for my sister and I, but, you know, I think we're just as smart and successful as he is. And it just definitely growing up, I did not feel like I had a lot of options or support from my parents as far as, you know, doing something with myself. And, you know, still to this day, like my mom just doesn't get that I'm not just a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
But,
wow. Women are worth more than just like being a slave.
Right.
Wow. Imagine that. That's crazy. That's going to fire a lot of people up right there. Could give a fuck because it's true if the shoe fits.
You know, for me, like I just like when I started, I'm like, you know, I knew that there was some stuff from my childhood that bothered me that just didn't quite set right with me. And I didn't feel like that was the right way to treat the situation or a little kid. I sat down and I wrote 90% of it out. There's still more crap that,
of course,
you know, I think is going to come up, but I think just taking a look back on things and realizing this made me feel that I wasn't as worthy as a boy. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I don't think a penis makes anybody more worthy than a girl. So,
and that right there is the core of, well, the adrenal fatigue and burnout. There's two different things. But either way, you get burnout in both of them. And a lot of it is women that we work with specifically. We're very like masculine, like we get shit done. We're very like competitive, or we're this way. That feminine, soft, whatever is not there so much. And it's only because we grew up like that. We grew up thinking we had to be like a boy. We had to think like that. I'm just going to hang out with boys because girls are fucking drama. No, girls weren't safe. It wasn't safe to be a female. And so we have this facade of like to get it done. And that's what drives us in the fucking ground. I attract girls like you because that's how I am. I was, and it's all good. So how has your life changed since just coming into this energy?
I feel like I've got a lot more focus. For the first time, I feel like I can have that. I deserve that. And I'm going to get that. I also don't feel like the whole world rests on my shoulders and that if I don't do it, it's not going to get done. I mean, and you know what? If it doesn't, it doesn't. So
stepping into that feminine, that's what that is. And everybody listening, what Jessica just said, that's stepping into feminine power, where you're able to sit back and you know you're worthy like a queen. You know, your only job is to take care of yourself. And that can be a full-time job at times. But when you take care of yourself fully, mentally, physically, emotionally, everything and everybody else is good because your inner world is good. You know, I fucking love that shit. Business. Now, has business shifted at all with you, or have you made more money, got more clients? What's that doing?
Yeah. I mean, you know, for one thing, like there's been a lot of times I've kind of wasted time on clients that I just really didn't feel were going to get anywhere. And I feel like I'm at a point where I just said, I don't need to waste my time if they're not going to buy or sell. I don't really need to be talking to them all the time and wasting my time.
That's beautiful. It's like, you know, the energy, like today we realized, well, I didn't realize it today. I just made the statement today because I forgot to say it the other day. we're getting to the point now where if a woman has to talk to her husband about working with us, we're like, we don't even offer them mastermind. We don't even offer them. We say, you know what, let's start with a pre-launch because they're not ready. Mm-hmm. Like they're still in the mindset of they don't trust themselves. Like, I don't care. Well, it's this much money. I work with very powerful women, and they do as they see fit. They trust themselves. And it's like, you need to start here before you can be here. Because if you're still running there, guess what's going to happen, Jessica? They're going to come into the program. They're going to find out the truth and start stepping into their power. And codependency is going to flare up because Big Daddy over here, it triggers something in him. And now she's a fucking mess. I'm like, we can't bring the energy into the community. Mm-hmm. This is for women who are self-led kind of thing, you know? Mm-hmm. So today we even did that. We're like, you know what? We're not going to spend our time with that because they're just over time. We know our numbers. The ones that say that they don't get good results. So they need to start smaller. Like the money's great, but I'd rather not receive their donation to us. Right. You know what I mean? So I love that you're not spending your precious energy on these people. And now you're vibrating different. You're going to attract a different clientele. Yeah. I love that in real estate. I wish more people in real estate would get with us because real estate, I have a whole video on this too. Tons of fear and scarcity. A lot of agents that come in, unless they're very emotionally intelligent, they're the ones that's doing the higher multi-six-figure into the millions. They think differently than regular realtors. Regular realtors are running in fear, scarcity, lack, in that grind. And there's just too much fear. The ones that are in the abundance that know what you know, the energetics of it, they always make more money. And it's just, so I appreciate you being a realtor and doing this work because I wanted to get my own license because I fucking hated them. I was like, I can't work. They are the fucking, really, I think about it, I'm like,
I agree. No, I 100% know what you're talking about.
It's like this little insecure woman or man came in because they thought they could make a bunch of money. And now they talk to you like this. There's no personal growth. They go to personal growth events, but it's for hype. There's no substance and they're not sitting with their shit. I'm like, I don't want to work with you. I want to work with somebody that's taking care of themselves into the energy, and there's love, and it's not about this 3D fucking cutthroat and fuck that. Like, yes, I'm so happy you understand me. Okay. Where do you think you would be right now if you would have stayed scared and been like, I'm too scared to do it?
I think I probably would have went on to some program and I would be falling off right now and looking for something else. I mean, it would just be in the same cycle that I have been in for the last, honestly, I started dieting when I was 20. So, if not before that, 23 years of it. So
what do you do now? Because I know you've experienced, we're women, we cycle monthly, basically weekly. What do you do when you feel not motivated or tired or like you're falling off? Like, can you give us a few tips?
I've done pretty well with the workouts so far. I mean, there are times, that I might just do it a little lighter version of it, or, some yoga, something a little bit easier, but keep moving and just try. I really have just enjoyed the workout so much though. But yeah, I've thought about that. There's been days I'm like, I'm just going to start and see how I feel, get through a few. And if I don't feel like, if my body is saying no, I won't do it all. But, usually once I get started.
Did you used to force yourself, like your old workouts? Like, how are they different from these?
Yeah, definitely. The cardio, I hate cardio. I would have to really talk myself into like, okay, gotta go, get on the machine for a while. And I'd always look forward to like the weight part of it and, just want to be done with the cardio. But I always thought like, well, I got to lose the fat, so I got to do the cardio. I'm really impressed with the way that my body seems to be taking shape. And I see some, muscles popping out of my legs, my butt's getting a little more shape and my waist is getting smaller, all of the things that are what I've wanted to see. For 43, it's not really easy. When I was 20, I could, I could lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks, easy, but very unhealthy. But I'm really encouraged and so looking forward to the summer and seeing where I can be.
All right. So your waist is getting snatched, your ass is getting better, your legs are popping, and you're doing how much cardio?
None.
Holy. Yep. Okay. Have you lost any inches in your waist or your bra or weight or anything like that? Or is it just body fat?
I definitely have lost a lot in my waist. I need to measure again. But I mean, if I were going to guess, I would say probably 3 inches. I mean, I would just a guess, but.
Yeah, but with hormones, like, because I know you had pretty severe adrenal fatigue, and you're just one of those women who are just really tough and strong, but you did. I mean, you were struggling with energy, and I mean, it was low.
Yeah.
For you to come in and process what you've processed, 3 inches down, your business is doing better. Like, oh my God, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then how about your relationship? Is that changed at all? Better or worse?
It's definitely better. I've always kind of just been like, just hold your feelings in, just shut your mouth. Don't say anything. And then my husband was like, what the hell did I do? Like, after I hadn't talked to him for a couple of days. And so, just learning that to voice my opinion and that, he actually cares to hear it. Or as before, I just
abuse.
I don't know.
That was abuse. Like the silent treatment is abuse, but the truth is that you were emotionally neglected. That's probably all you knew. It wasn't safe to speak up. And so you didn't.
Right. I was the youngest of 5. So I was always like really soft spoken and nobody ever heard me when I did talk. Nobody would answer. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That makes a big difference, Yeah. And so now you're finding your voice. Hey, people want to listen to you. People want to hear what I have to say.
Right.
Oh, that's beautiful. Now it's just like, well, create your life. Like, what do you want? You want to farm with goats? You want a beach home? Like, because you healing yourself, you're going to be able to just walk in the grocery store now and help other people because you are vibrating higher. Your clients that you come in contact with, it's all just part of it. So it's just so cool that you took this on to clean out some shit. Okay. Now, if there's anybody watching this, because there will be listening to this, that's really on the fence, well, it's bad timing. I got this busy season. I just need to wait till things calm down. Like, what would you say to them about, booking the consult?
I wish I would have found you a lot sooner and I would be so much further right now, but that's just how, for me, the timing was just perfect. And I just kind of was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. Like, this is what I need. And I wish I would have found you sooner, but everything worked out well for a reason. And I'm so glad I'm here and learning everything that I have learned. And it's so much more to learn. Sometimes I just can't feel like I can't get enough.
And, give yourself, I tell women, I've had clients with me since 2012 that have followed me and bought every program I've ever had. And they're still here and they're crushing it. They've gone from nothing to making over 400 grand, and so it's like, give yourself years, you've got the content, is it's going to evolve with you. Can you like channel back to your previous self, watching a woman like you, making more money, she's happier, getting her waist snatched. Oh, what's she doing? Like, what would you want to know back then?
There's really nothing spectacular that I'm doing that anybody can't do. I mean, it's really all about reaching into yourself and finding that person that is inside there and bringing them out. I mean, for me, that's what it took. And I don't know,
how do you can you give us a rundown of because women, they're in their shit right now. They're running around busy like a chicken with their head cut off because they're in a trauma response. They're addicted to the chaos. So do you have bath time? Do you walk do you have 10 minutes where you sit down every day? Or do you just drive around and listen to my shit? Like, how do you do this?
I definitely have been enjoying the bath time and just taking a little bit of time to walk in, house is messy. Yeah. I mean, it has to be cleaned at some point, but I really just like to focus on myself just a little bit more. And, to me, I think that probably would have sounded like something selfish a few months ago, but now realizing how important that is. And how much more strength it gives me to be able to do the things that I need to do to take care of myself.
Yeah. Not to mention, you're going to vibrate higher and you're going to make more money and you're going to hire a house cleaner.
Right.
Because
that's the next thing coming.
You damn right that you need to be go ahead and just like look for them now, put that out in the universe, because right when you said that, I'm like, she needs her house clean. You take baths. That's one thing. When do you have time to do this type of, like, when do you watch my stuff? Like I'm just trying to help the women. Like, how can it fit into their life?
Really, really pretty easy. I mean, like with my job though, I spend a lot of time driving. And then, I live on a farm too. So when I'm outside, taking care of my animals, I got my earpods in and I'm listening. And, for me, that gives me plenty of time. And sometimes if I just need to like chill out and relax, I'll listen to one of your podcasts or something that kind of relates to what I feel like I'm going through. Always gives me some motivation and strength and then some skills to get through it. That's been very helpful.
I love that. So you listen while you're just doing regular things. And then have you gotten on any coaching calls or no?
I got on, I've just a couple.
Wow. So just a couple, because I know women are like, oh, because we have like over 25 offered a
right.
month, and women will be like, well, I just can't get on all of them. I'm like, some people never get on them. Like, you don't have to,
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So working out, can you tell us a little bit about your current workout you seem to like a lot? Like, why do you like it? And what kind of stuff are you doing?
I like that it's kind of flexible. Like, a lot of them you can do 3 or 5 sets, which kind of goes back to, if you're really feeling it that day, then you can put on a little bit more weights and hit it hard. But if you're having a lighter day, you can, or a time that you just don't have as much time, do the 3 sets, but at least, you're getting it done and you still get that kind of like workout high from it where you feel really good because you've done something for yourself that's making yourself better. They just feel good to do. I mean, I enjoy them so much.
So you go in, you love what? Okay. So you go in and you do like a little warm up, like no cardio. And then what kind of lift would be your first lift?
When I started, it was pretty much just body resistance, all pretty easy stuff, but I was sore. I mean, like my body, I could tell I'd been working out. Yeah. I mean, just kind of slowly added to it. And, even in a couple months, like my push-ups have gotten much easier. I feel myself getting stronger. So
that's so nice. I mean, at 43 at any age, but I notice as I'm going through life, I'm like, it's really important that as a woman, we keep our strength. We're just definitely. Like, we have to, and we just have to. Okay. And then food wise, you said you do the food and gut test, which if anybody's watching, just reach out. We got you. And you follow that. Any idea how much you're eating right now? Calories?
Like I said, I still struggle to get my meals in because I think the, previous IF, like brainwashing that I've done, I'm trying to get around 2,000, which I should probably be getting a few more than that, like, especially on days I lift heavy or something. But,
well, I mean, you used to eat like probably 1,200.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Because these women right now, they need our help. Like, they really need encouragement. They need somebody to say like, hey girl, stop, like slow the fuck down, listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's something that you feel one little nugget? What's one little nugget?
I think a lot of people like, look at the program and think like, well, that's like for, women that are just really into themselves, maybe selfish or whatever. But like, I have taken and gained so much from this. Like, I feel like I'm able to better help. And that's always been my thing is I love to help people and, and that's why I overexert myself and do too much. And just all that I've learned, like, I actually feel like I can help my daughters to become stronger women. I wish that I would have known so much of this stuff me growing up, but just having the ability to be able to tell my daughters stuff that I have learned and to help them be stronger women is, that's been amazing for me.
Badass. And it's never too late. It's never too late to, reconcile or say something to your daughters or sons. So, okay. I love that. And you're right. I have a video on this. I'm like, I think I was drawing a picture because people think that we're just kind of insignificant, but it's not. If you run the numbers, we're very important. Like we're all connected to this web, and you healing, you getting what you want, you getting the house you want, you getting the body you want, you getting the health you want affects millions. It really does. If you could, science proves it. It's a ripple effect. And if you really like helping people, you should help yourself first, So it's awesome. Jessica, thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to following you, being here to support you in all of your endeavors. And where can people find you? Well, first of all, what state are you in?
I'm in Kansas. I'm Kansas City, Kansas. Okay. So
Kansas City.
South of it.
Okay. So if, people listening to this would want to do business with you, where can they find you?
Neighbors Real Estate. And we are Miami, Johnson County in Kansas. So
Neighbors Real Estate. And that's really her last name. She didn't make that up. Yeah. That's good. Okay. Well, thank you so much. We'll put your link on there, and I just appreciate you and everything you're doing. I honor your courage, and we are here for you.
Thank you, Casey. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.